Hi, everyone. I'm RahQuel Star, the director of the Energy of Breath School. And I'm here in Costa Rica creating this new session for all of you by special request. And this will be the beginning of a series because there's many steps when it comes to healing the inner child. But let's allow this to be an opening of the doorway and taking a few steps forward and accessing some new perspectives and some special tools that gently support us to heal and expand and grow in our lives. So, to tell you a little bit about gamma, it is a high frequency brain state of 30, 40 hertz of amplitude of brain frequency. And what this creates is being in the flow state. Inside of this space, we can thrive. And it's also where we can have access to new realizations, insights, and newfound energy to take new action. And what's also very important about this is that we can also access memories in a gentle, safe way to support us to process them, free up the energy that's holding them in place, and transform that energy into one of thriving instead of just surviving. And when there's traumas that we're holding from our childhood or any other imprints that might not be supportive and in fact are limiting, this is holding us back in current day. And we might not even be aware of it, but when we're in the gamma state, we're actually able to open up these spaces and realize what they are, and then have a perspective shift, which creates a big life upgrade. So I've been working in this field of trauma healing, addictions clearing, energy work, counseling, and breath work for over 25 years, and energy work for 35. And I've supported many, many people when it comes to inner child healing, including myself. And I realized I hadn't posted a video about this yet. So let's go into it. So we're going to do a grounding meditation first and then use gamma breath sequences to support us in processing somatically, emotionally, mentally, energetically our situations in a very gentle, easeful way. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to add is that when we're doing gamma breath work, it regulates our nervous system, it balances our sympathetic, parasympathetic systems, regulates all our brain chemistry, generates endorphins, creates heart coherence, activates our pineal gland, stimulates a balancing of neurochemistry, and a micro release of dimethyltryptamine, which really helps us to synthesize new realizations and to actually create a consciousness shift and upgrade in just this one short session. And then we'll do some more steps in future videos, or you can reach out to me directly to do some personalized deep work. All right, now the meditation. So let's all close our eyes. And with our eyes closed, just take a few moments, each of us, to perceive our physical bodies more. We're slowing down and we're grounding into our body awareness, becoming more still. And as we're each doing this, let's begin to notice our breath, just what it's doing on its own. There's no need to change anything yet. Just paying attention to our breath, which is always with us automatically. So it could be with an essence of saying, hello, breath. I'm here with you today. I'm going to work with you on purpose to create a shift. And by nature of acknowledging that we're going to create a shift with our breath, already we may be breathing more slowly, more deeply, more fully, mouth or nose. So let's just welcome our breath and perceive it with our whole body more and more. And as you're each taking this time to become more still and just be present with your breath, how it is, or if it's wanting to deepen a bit, know that in this practice, it's a mix of mouth and nose breathing. There's a very specific reason for that. I won't get into too much theory right now, but just to know that it helps us stimulate different brain states. And it's an adaptogenic process to help us regulate and upgrade to our best, most stabilized, harmonious state. All right, so as we're each feeling ourselves breathing, let's now add our physical senses. First, with our sense of hearing, let's just tune into listening to all the sounds in our environment, near and far, indoors, outdoors. Great. And now with eyes closed, you could tune into your sense of sight, just relaxing your eyelids, relax your eyes, just feel your sense of vision, or you may remember your surroundings well. So it's as if you could see them even with your eyes closed, and just keep breathing with ease. And then your sense of smell, just breathing with ease through your nose, perceiving any scent in the air, the quality and temperature of the air, so breathing. Great. And now your sense of taste, noticing your taste buds on your tongue, tasting your mouth. And now sense of touch. So by this, we could touch our body. Also, though, perceive our entire skin at once, from crown of our head to the soles of our feet, pinpoints a sensation all over our skin. See if we could each feel our whole skin at once, very alive, very sensory and present. Also beginning to notice that as we perceive our breath and we perceive our sensations of touch, of taste, smell, sight, sound, that everything becomes more alive, right? More full of an experience. So let's be with this. So already this little practice that we just did, you could do anywhere, anytime, for present moment awareness and to help you get centered and to be inside of your own self more. Now we're going to add a basic gamma breath. So for those of you who are new to working with me and are new to the gamma breath, this is a mix of mouth and nose breathing, as I was saying. Each gamma breath sequence we're going to do lasts a minute to a minute and a half. This basic breath, what we do is we take a full inhale for 3 seconds, and then the full exhale is 3 seconds throughout the sequence. Also, with this practice, what I say is that you want to feel that you're breathing with your entire being, your entire body, because you actually are. Even though the mechanics are that we're inhaling through our lungs, our diaphragm is creating space for this, then that we exhale from our lungs, there's actually an energy transfer that's happening through our whole body. There's oxygen transfer, there's systems regulating, there's our energetic field activating. So much is going on. So instead of feeling like we're just breathing, say, into the chest area or abdomen or just receiving our lungs, let's feel that we're breathing with our entire body and our entire consciousness and energetic field. So they're big, spacious breaths, not forced, but big and spacious. Now, if you want to add these, you can. These are mudras, or a Sanskrit word for hand positions, which also activate energy currents. So this first one is palms together in front of the heart. And this is to create a coherence of right and left brain hemispheres and the body. And now we're going to do this breath. So 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. Here we go. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. Good. One more set. Big and spacious. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. And a big in mouth, out mouth. Good. Now you can relax your hands and just close your eyes, letting go for a bit. Just breathe easy. And by the way, if you did this breath with your eyes closed, that's great as well. Good. And as you're immersing now into the beginnings of the gamma state, just notice any sensations in your body, in your brain, how you're feeling. I bet already you're feeling a shift. We did this little grounding meditation. We did this gamma breath to start entering the gamma field together. So now we're going to focus on our topic of healing the inner child. So let's just take a few moments to tune in and see what information is showing up for each of us about this topic. And then to also set a personal intention for what we would like to evolve. It could be catalyzed already in this session. Actually, it will be. And or already you'll see a big result and a big insight, or it'll be something that will progress over time following today. But either way, set the intention that feels right to you. So first, just accessing information, see what insights, thoughts are coming, and then set your intention with eyes closed. Great. So keep tuning in. Maybe it's about some kind of feeling you've had for a long time or some issue you know is there, or maybe it's something you sense is there but don't have memory access to right now. And then with that, what would be the intention? Just to give an example, to feel that you've received all the nurturing and support you need, that you have all the grounding and guidance to take steps forward with freedom, just to give an example. So just see for a few more moments what is up. We got my dog here barking. All right. And now we're going to do a breath to activate our intention. So we hold our hands in the diamond mudra. And this breath has more complexity to it. So when I say medium, that's 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. Slow is going to be 5 seconds in, five out. Five will be, or fast is going to be 1 second in, 1 second out. Either way, just follow me. And during the breath, just feel into your breathing. You don't have to focus on anything else. If any thoughts come, just allow them to move through. The breath will do the processing that's needed. And it will also set in motion the pathways whereby what we're each intending can manifest and ground in. All right, so here we go. In mouth medium. In a bit more. And a bit more. And hold. And now out mouth medium. In mouth, out nose slow. In nose, out nose medium. In nose, out mouth fast. In mouth, out mouth medium. In mouth medium. In a little more. And a bit more. And hold. Now we do out nose, in mouth slow. Out nose, in nose medium. Out mouth, in nose fast. Out mouth, in mouth medium. In a little more. And a bit more. And a bit more. And hold for a while you can, closing your eyes. Feeling this surge of gamma energy, activating your intention for healing today. Keep holding if you can. And now let's exhale mouth all the way. Great. And now immediately with an inhale mouth, you bring this diamond up like a cup and drink the gamma energy from your hands. Inhale mouth. And then on the exhale mouth, relax your hands from the mudra. Great. And now just close your eyes if they're not already closed. Just surrender, breathe easy, allow gamma energy to take its course and do what it does. So as you're integrating this breath, just tune into sensations in your body. Probably the way these sensations may be shifts in your brain, maybe different images or thoughts are coming or emotions. Just allow whatever it is, being the witness. You have this regulated, calm state that's also witnessing the flow of energy patterns. And now take a few moments to tune into whatever comes to you right now about when you were a child. Whatever the age is, trust it, whether it's say 4 or 5, or it's 3, or it's 7 or 8. Whatever main imprint, whether it's a sensation or a symbol or an image or a very clear memory, or maybe it's an emotion somewhere in your body or a thought or all of the above, just observe. Just breathe softly in and out of your mouth or your nose as you observe what's coming. And trust whatever it is. For some of you, it might be a subtle sensation or inkling of something. For some of you, it might be something very clear or quite strong. Either way, you get to trust that this is a safe space. Your gamma breath, your consciousness, and the container that you're creating is adaptogenic. Whatever is coming up is because your gamma state and your breathing can support its regulation and healing. So now we're going to do a breath to exactly do that, to help process whatever insight or information is coming. Again, for some of you, it might be something strong. For some of you, it might be just more like information or certain scapes. Either way, we all get to breathe and process together. Another thing to know is that for those of you who are watching the video soon, and then those of you who are watching months later or years later, there's something very powerful that happens in the quantum field of gamma, and it is that we are all collectively upgrading and benefiting from processing this together, even if something happens in different timelines. So just know that collectively we're supporting each other's healing. So we do this mudra, it's a heart shape, then crisscross the tips of the fingertips. You want the tips of the fingers to touch and the thumbs point down. Now you can relax the elbows and keep this heart mudra in front of your heart. And now this breath will support the processing of the information that just showed up. So here we go. In mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, out nose, slow. In nose, out nose, medium. In nose, out mouth, fast. In mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, medium. And hold. Out nose, in mouth, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out mouth, in nose, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. And out mouth, medium. Good. Now just squeeze the fingertips and then release the mudra. And again, just sit back, close your eyes, breathe easy for a bit. And as we each tune into the effects of gamma, which are growing, I want you to know it's our birthright to experience gamma. This is the state of thriving, and it's at our fingertips with the mudras and with our breath. We can generate this state anytime. So at the end of this session, I will describe to you how you can practice this at home on your own, the basic gamma breath and topics you could focus on. So just know that you can cultivate your own thriving state, your flow state, and heal topics with yourself, with your intentions and this practice. So now again, just tune in with your eyes closed, feel into what's coming for you now. It might be more details with what you saw before this breath. It might be some new insight. It might be a shift of scene altogether. It might be something that feels positive or something that feels challenging. Whatever it is, welcome it, receive the information. Because basically what we've done by catalyzing our intention with gamma is that we've developed the pathway that we're going to be navigating. And inside of that pathway, exactly the right memories are the access point, and also have the most fuel that we can convert into gamma and then create a healing shift. So we get to trust what's showing up for us. So let's close our eyes and just feel into this. So I'm getting to share something. So for everyone here, it's a very different scape. Some, it might be just certain difficulties growing up. Like we each have constructs that we grew up with, programming, ways that our caregivers saw us, things we learned from society, and so on. And then for some, it might be just a very difficult upbringing, a lot of fear, trauma, abuse. It could be a lot of things. That said, just know it's coming to me to share that some of what we may see today are actually positives. And that's great too. So, for those of you who can right now, tune into positive experiences from your childhood that remind you of your essence at the core of who you are, whether it's a playfulness or a creativity or memories of doing something, whether it was like dancing in the fields or playing with your friends or something fun with your family, or just some way that you know you are part of your character and your makeup and constructs that you know is positive, you can access that. And we're going to bring it forth with the gamma. We're going to create new neural pathways to integrate and digest that as a way of being so that it can be more a part of us now. With this comes a reconnection and a integration and a synthesis of who we fully are, bringing more pieces of ourselves together. And then we actually even rejuvenate because that youthfulness comes back. So I want you to recognize that too with wherever you're at right now. And for those of you who are focused on something difficult, observe whatever aspects are coming up about it. Maybe there's different timelines and situations that are similar and you're seeing those. Maybe it's one that's standing out. And so just observe. So we'll go back in, all of us, with what's happening for each of us. And now we're going to do a breath to amplify our power to process with gamma whatever the situation is, whether it's something that feels good or something that's not good. The intention and the instruction for this breath is to gamify, is to process, is to either integrate the good or to help neutralize the bad, right? So here we go. This one's with the diamond mudra. So in mouth medium, in a bit more, and more, and hold. Out mouth, in mouth medium. Out mouth, in nose slow. Out nose, in nose medium. Out nose, in mouth fast. Out mouth, in mouth medium. In a little more. In more. And hold. Out nose, in mouth slow. Out nose, in nose medium. Out mouth, in nose fast. Out mouth, in mouth medium. In a little more. And a bit more. And more. And hold. And now just feel this surge of gamma as you close your eyes, if they're not already closed. Feeling this boost of golden gamma energy that will support a big consciousness and healing upgrade. Keep holding. All right. And out mouth. Now, right away, let's inhale, bringing a cup of gamma up to our lips. Inhale, mouth, and drink it. And then exhale, mouth, relax hands. Great. And again, just drop in, surrender, let go, let gamma. Just breathe easy. And as you're all integrating this gamma, notice how it's amplifying, it's magnifying. We're now in higher frequencies of gamma because it starts at 30, 40 hertz, and then it can exponentially elevate. So I wanted to describe to you why we drink this cup of gamma. So not only are we generating a new consciousness in our brain, but we're also regulating all systems in our body and we're achieving heart coherence. And from our brain to our heart, which are all connected, then we're also extending this energy through our arms into our hands. In our hands are also the meridians of different brain waves, which are all now getting gamified. That means the brain wave to do with the physical, the emotional, the energetic, the mental are all getting gamified. So we have all this energy in our hands pertaining to our consciousness. And then when we drink it, it's an energetic practice that majorly boosts our gamma quotient. And each time you do a gamma breath, you're boosting your gamma quotient. I've been doing gamma now for 15 years. So it's a cultivation over many years of a baseline of being in the gamma state, the flow state most of the time. And if I catch myself in a moment of say depletion or distraction or stress, I can just do a gamma breath and bring myself right back because I've cultivated this. So you can do it too. All right. So now take a few moments to tune into what you feel at this point is the overarching theme from your childhood. It could be early childhood. It could be being a young child. It could be an adolescent, teenage years, young adulthood, even just a theme that you may think is affecting you still right now. Like to give an example, maybe feeling like you aren't quite in reach of receiving something really important to you in your life, or that you're not quite fully expressing who you really are, that you're not being heard or seen in the world. I'm just giving examples that maybe it's even more difficult, like feeling inadequate or just not enough, or that people think badly about you, or that you're rejected or avoided, or that you feel isolated or uh, not successful or stuck. All these things can stem in childhood. They can even stem in our ancestral patterns, our parental patterns, and so many things. But just still thinking about this, let's all close our eyes and observe a bunch of scenes like a movie. They could jump in order of examples of what might be underneath some kind of current pattern. So first, we'll trust whatever images come and connect them with the pattern or vice versa. So breathing softly, mouth or nose. Let's take this time right now and just witness all the information that's going to come in. And by the way, this might be interspersed with positive experiences too. So trust whatever's coming to you. You can either follow my guideline or just keep trusting your gamma flow if it's something different. So that's also what's great to know about this work. And still, if you're focusing in on all the patterns, all the examples from childhood to lead to it, great. Keep breathing softly, keep reviewing whatever's coming to you. Notice sensations in your body. There might be specific emotions. Notice where those are being felt in your body, what how you're relating to the information, to yourself, to others, maybe in the memories or to the experiences themselves. So there's all kinds of information that's happening, whether it's super distinct or kind of subtle, it's all right there. So just keep checking in for a little bit longer. For some of you, you may already be feeling kind of saturated, like you've seen everything you can. That's fine. So just stay with that. And then for the rest, just keep harnessing whatever is showing up. All right, now we're going to do a breath to help process this web of information and all the connected pathways and ways that one scenario creates a chain reaction to another, and so on. So we're going to do this heart mudra with the crisscross fingertips, and then touch the pads of the fingers. Thumbs point down, relax the elbows, and let's breathe. Big, full, empowering breathing. So in mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose, slow. In nose, out nose, medium. In nose, out mouth, fast. In mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, medium. And hold. Out nose, in mouth, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out mouth, in nose, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. And out mouth, medium. Good. And then just squeeze your fingertips, release the mudra, and just totally let go. Immerse into this field of gamma. Breathe easy. Just allow whatever's evolving and shifting and all this energy that's opening up. Yes, just keep breathing softly, keep immersing, and then just observing what further information is starting to emerge for you. And with whatever's there, include that. And then we're going to add some more ingredients before our next breath. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tune into first, what are some of the physical sensations at a cellular level that accompany some of our inner child, say, wounded essences? Like, for example, feeling down or depressed, feeling heavy, feeling unmotivated, or maybe it's panic or anxiety or feeling numb or disconnected or kind of out of the body, or pain or inflammation or stiffness. So headaches, stomach upsets. I mean, there's such a list. Just to give you an example. So let's all close our eyes and just see what are some of those, if we can, access some of those sensations physically that come up related to any kind of inner child imprint. And as we're doing that, I also want to say that these imprints weren't our own, all right? So that's what's going to help us all heal, is that who we came in to be on the planet is whole and pure and full of light, ready to fully be ourselves. But also, we're born to a certain family with a certain set of constructs and programming and conditioning and even DNA and inheriting certain patterns, emotions, situations in life, and so on. Even being in the womb of our mother, there's already imprints happening and vibrations that are there, emotions. The way we're born is a big part of that, and that'll be the topic for another session. But so just know that these are all things that we've absorbed. It's not our full, brightest birthright state. So let's just notice what these are. So just again, still with eyes closed, breathing softly. Take note, kind of like a list of what's there. So when we give permission to ourselves to feel things, especially in a safe titrated space, which is this gamma field that we're in together, that's a huge part of the healing. Already it's just our body can start to release those energies, those energy patterns, really, because we can now be with them. So they don't no longer have to hold on, because we've witnessed, we've viewed, we've processed, kind of like reading a book. We're complete with it, and then that's it. Not to dismiss it at all. And we definitely want to honor where we've come from, but we can complete the difficult impact it might be having. So now that we've tuned into the physical sensations, let's notice the emotions also connected and where these might be felt in the body. So, for example, maybe it's like panic, fluttering, beating heart, or maybe it's fear and tension in the neck, or maybe it's anger and stomach upset. Just to give examples. So let's each tune into emotions, closing our eyes. What are some of the overarching emotions that are connected to the inner child hurts? So just breathing softly and notice. We might even see images of ourselves at different ages, whether it's crying or wanting to fight back or experiencing anger or fear or hurt, just examples. All right. And then let's also notice what might be some of the tendencies that we had that we might not have been able to do, but that might have been supportive. Because, for example, when there's some kind of trauma or unsafe situation, there are responses that happen innately. So it might be to either want to flee a situation, like run. It might be to fight to protect ourselves, or it might be to freeze. So maybe there were situations where we wanted to just run away from it, or we wanted to fight back towards someone and defend ourselves and fend them off. Or it might be that we froze because neither of those options were possible. So let's each notice what is inside that might still want to be expressed. Is it a running? Is it a fighting? Just see. We might even see if there's movements that want to happen in our body. There might be aches or pains in an area that's having to like hold tight a certain expression that didn't happen. Like, I don't know, wanting to punch someone or kick somebody or something, like maybe wanting to run. So picture in very slow motion, whether it's that walking, running, or that pushing away, or yelling. Just picture it all in slow motion and silently, but like it's starting to be felt. It's starting to you're starting to connect to it. It's starting to have the opportunity to arise and to maybe express slowly and then unwind. So just feel into that for a bit, breathing softly. There might be a particular scene you're in. And there's no wrong or right or this. It's just energy needing to move. And we all merit being able to protect ourselves, set healthy boundaries, fend off things that we need to fend off, and get really grounded inside ourselves and create that we could feel safe inside of our own bodies. So that's what this work is about. So keep observing and allowing space for that. There might be more that you notice later and you can journal about, take note, reflect on, or do voice notes about with this work. You can even put on some music or go for a walk in nature and see how your body wants to move. All right. And now let's tune into thought process about this whole thing. Are there subconscious things that we say to ourselves? Maybe they're even unconscious, but they'll start to come to the surface, like the inner critic, like, oh, I'm not going to succeed, or oh, I'm not worth it, or oh, I'm going to be left behind, or I'm misunderstood, or nobody hears me, or I'm not good enough, or whatever it might be. I know that might sound kind of cliche, no, but it's really true. There are those imprints that can happen. So let's each take a few moments, closing our eyes, and see what some of those are. Taking note or writing them down even. Just breathe softly as you observe the thoughts. The thoughts carry a template of energy, like a pattern. So by seeing them now and doing gamma breaths, we can release and neutralize a lot of that, change the particles in it all. Just notice the thoughts. Maybe it's things you were told, like, I don't know, you're so rude, you're so disrespectful, or you're never gonna make it, or you're so bad with money, or you're mean to your little brother, your grades are terrible, and you're never going to amount to anything. I'm just giving examples. So see what they might be for you. Keep observing. All right. So we're doing lots of layers here before we do a breath to super process all of this. So one more. So we've been looking at the emotional, the physical sensation, the mental thought process, the energetic patterns, say. So now let's tune into about the energetics. And further than that, if we could see an image or a field of ourselves, of our silhouette of ourselves in front of us, it could be even more detailed, just seeing ourselves face to face, or you can even do this in front of a mirror. But it's not just about seeing our physical resemblance, it's also like a template of our whole energy structure inside of our body, and then also of our whole auric field. Let's see if we can each see that right now. And let's see if we can notice in the present moment if there's any imprint from our past that's affecting our groundedness or energy. So if you're familiar with the chakras, there's many, but there's also the main seven. The root is at the root of the pelvis, which has to do with grounding and safe financial success. The second one, which is just below the navel, having to do with safety and security and belonging and sensuality. The energy center at the solar plexus having to do with empowerment and boundaries and power. The heart chakra or energy center having to do with love and connection and relationship. The throat to having to do with speaking our truth and our voice and our creative expression and our authentic frequency. Our third eye, our inner vision, our psychic intuition, our thought process, our individuality, And then our crown, our connection to all source, to existence, to the universe, higher intelligence, to our higher soul self. And then we can even look at like say energy centers at our legs and feet. So grounding into the earth, how grounded are we? So if you want to use this description of different energy centers, well, and then when we want to think about our arms and hands as well, reaching out, connection, interaction with others, ability to manifest and create. So then looking at all these energy points through our bodies and our auric field surrounding. And so as we look right now, how does it look? Say, is there a color to it? Does it look pretty whole? Are there areas that are a little more dull or kind of caved in? Or are there areas where there seems to be a gap? Are there some areas that look more alive and vibrant or colorful? Some that look more subdued or closed off? So let's each do that scan so you can look in a mirror or imagine you're seeing yourself in front of you or close your eyes and scan and just check like which areas seem to be online, which ones need some support or are disconnected. And just keep observing, breathing softly, scanning your body, scanning these energy centers. See if you get an image of an energy pattern that's playing out. And then see if you can also perceive from this energy pattern how it's connected to something about your inner child and needing healing. Like, say it wasn't safe to be grounded and materialized. So then maybe the lower energy centers are not connected, for example, or maybe the throat feels constricted or it's closed off because speaking one's truth wasn't safe or losing a sense of self, to give an example. So just see, breathe easy. Keep observing. All right, now we're going to do another breath, and I'm sure there's more that you can access. And you could do this video every day if you want for a whole month, and you're going to see how much growth you experience. You can keep repeating this one. There's always going to be new distinctions, new layers, so much more growth, evolution, upgrades, paradigm shifts. So right now we're going to do this process breath with the heart mudra, fingertips crossed, relaxing the elbows, mudra in front of the heart. And this breath is going to encompass everything that we just looked at and process it into gamma for an upgrade, harmonizing, balancing, actualizing, and embodying a more healed version of ourselves, upgraded perspectives. So in mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, out nose, slow. In nose, out nose, medium. In nose, out mouth, fast. In mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, medium. And hold. Out nose, in mouth, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out mouth, in nose, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. And out mouth, medium. Good. Now just squeeze the fingertips, release the hands, let go, breathe easy, just surrender, allowing gamma to reorganize everything, clear and upgrade and give you an energy boost of freedom and harmony. Keeping integrating this gamma energy. Right. So we've done a lot of work here, a lot of processing. So we're just going to add one more step before completing for today, and then there'll be more chapters. But like I said, you could use this video many, many times and keep reaping more and more benefits, as well as boosting your gamma quotient. So that's really important. So now let's add some more positive ingredients. A big part of this work and healing is to amplify on the positive and to recognize what's already working well for us so that we could generate more of that frequency, so we could keep evolving and elevating who we are and feel good about ourselves, boost our confidence, develop healthy boundaries and beautiful relationships, self-love, and being out in the world, being creative within our truest expression and our truest alignment. So we want to boost the positives with gamma. So first of all, let's recognize this. If we're all here doing this practice right now, it means that we've come a long way, and that there's definitely positive virtues and strength inside of each of us. So even if some of you have had very tough life experiences and you feel like they're still playing out, like they're still troubling you, you're still here and you still somehow found me in this video. So that means that you are beginning to thrive more and more, and that there's more opportunity ahead to align in your life the way you really want, to have the kind of life you truly want, to be able to complete the past and step forward. Because the more you can complete the past, forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive circumstances, the more you can be free. We get to start afresh every day, every moment. It really is so. And the more we can neutralize our past, the more we're going to be all right about it. I get some things may have been horrible and forgiveness might not be easy, but we can eventually come to that point and we're ready to be in the now moment and to thrive and to look ahead. And that's the best gift we can give ourselves and our loved ones, so that we can be free of the karma and all the lessons and step into our dharma, our purpose and our passion. We didn't come here to just suffer. So just know that you can, one breath at a time, one realization at a time, with the energy at your fingertips and in your heart. Set intention, put out a prayer, do another breath, take a new action step to achieve and accomplish and feel good inside yourself. And just to be at ease inside yourself, especially first. So let's take a few moments to give ourselves some recognition, each of us, for steps that we've taken to improve, to heal, to be who we are now, loving ways that we are with others, qualities that we appreciate about ourselves, aspects from ourselves when we were little that we were still able to cultivate and that we're reconnecting with more now, so that we can replenish and rejuvenate, like I was saying earlier. And just know that there is hope. Just know that there is from the now and ahead. And by the way, all our cells regenerate. I heard recently within 3 months we can regenerate all the cells of all the all of the aspects of our whole body and also of our consciousness. I used to think it was years, but as we know, there's people who miraculously heal from being on their deathbed, or who can walk again after they told they weren't going to, and things like that. So why couldn't we completely regenerate to be at our whole template of who we truly are and totally thrive? So know that if you do a practice for now, between now for 3 months, setting an intention of connecting with the template of who you truly are, even more illuminated, elevated, joyful, happy, and open-hearted, and in alignment with yourself and wholesome and healthy, then that's exactly what's going to happen. That's how magical we really are. We're only just beginning to recognize at a global level all the higher sensory abilities and skills that we have as human beings. And we're starting to unlock those pathways and connect to those threads of light. So it's all good things. All right. So let's take a few moments now to do this little bit of focus here and then one more breath. So eyes closed, tuning into the benefits of ourselves, the good aspects of ourselves, what's brought us this far, being tenacious, being determined, trusting, having faith, being dedicated, not willing to just be complacent, knowing that we must not look back, knowing that we can't stay where we are, whatever it is. Doing this even as a promise to someone else, like whatever it is that we've done to get to where we're at now, the positives. This is the time to look at all of them before a nice breath. And you can even look at our accomplishments that we're proud of. So just keep breathing softly and tuning into these things. And then the aspects of you when you were little that are still exuberant, somewhere within, that are still creative, that are still playful and imaginative, that are still limber and jumping around and energetic, that are still playful, that are still super creative and intelligent outside of the box, innovative and channeling your own wisdom and information, not just what you're told. So all of that is there. Just see what you access. Some of you may have manifested the career of your dreams that you thought of when you were little or as a young adult. Some of you, there's something you've been wishing to do that you hadn't thought of for years, and now it's emerging. So access that. All right. And now we're going to add one more ingredient. I know there's so much more you could tune into with this and take note. Every time you do this practice, there'll be even more. But for now, take a few moments to see yourself in the later now moment today, or in the next days, in the next weeks and months and years. Like, how do you see yourself being freed up from some of the holdings of the past and being fully expressed, doing what you love? You might already know, and you might get really clear images that'll come to you, or you might just have a sense of what that feels like, or a symbol, or just certain images. Trust whatever it is. So we'll each close our eyes, breathe softly, and feel into this energy. It first comes with just this template that we start to access, and then more instructions come in, action steps, intuitive things to do or experience, and then it starts to materialize. So let's trust that. Feeling into it now. Feeling into it. All right, now we're going to do one more breath. We could keep going, but this has already been an excellent practice, and we're going to access a sweet spot here, and we get to integrate it and keep it with us, creating this big consciousness upgrade. So for this one, we do palms together. This is a gamma integrating breath, and this is all medium breaths. So here we go. In mouth, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out nose. In mouth, out nose. In mouth, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out nose. In mouth, out nose. In mouth, out mouth. Big and spacious. In nose, out mouth. With ease and gratitude. In nose, out nose. In mouth, out nose. And a big in mouth, out mouth. Great. Now let's take a few moments here with eyes closed, still holding our hands in this position, breathing easy. Feeling this gamma field within and all around us, a toroidal field of quantum gamma, and a space of inner reverence and gratitude for ourselves and our journeys. Great. And then when you're ready, you can relax your hands. And if you need more time, just stay inwards. But again, if you're ready, you can softly open your eyes, receiving yourself in relation to your surroundings. All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this deep, caring, healing journey. It's a process, step by step, but a lot of shifts and realizations will come from this practice today. And you're going to be able to notice them in your life. You're going to see that you are responding differently in certain situations, that you're feeling different about yourself, that certain scenarios don't play out anymore, that you upgrade your way of handling something in your life and more. So you might dream about information that comes to you. It's great to have a journal and take note in these days. Again, I recommend repeating this video many times. Also, the basic gamma breath, which I'll post below, just written out. The basic gamma breath you can do as many times a day as you want. You could use that breath as an umbrella to keep cultivating what we've activated in this session. And also to support you. If there's a stressful moment, do the breath. If there's a positive moment, do the breath for any aspect of your life. If more insights are coming about your childhood or any situation, memory that you want to process, do this breath. If you're noticing an upgrade and success in something, do the breath. So yeah, anytime really, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, before a meal, after a project or work, when you get together back at home with your loved ones, anytime, except maybe driving until you're used to doing the breaths. And if you want to do a deep dive with personal healing over deep trauma or addictive patterns or anything to do with your family lineage or anything that's holding you back, reach out to me. This is one of my specialties. I've been doing this for years. And I just wish you a really beautiful day and that you feel well. Please send me any feedback, inquiries, and I'm here to support. Here's to feeling healed and wholesome and well in the world. See you soon. Namaste.